No matter what side of the aisle you're on, you want America to do well. You want America to prosper. Today, we're going to go over Trump's second inaugural address that recently happened. We're going to go over all the events, all the facts, and all the different takes and opinions without telling you what to think or to believe. During the inauguration, we had justices, we had past presidents, current president, vice president, we had Senate, Congress, all these people come to celebrate the transition of power. President Trump began his speech with some pretty strong words.
The golden age of America begins right now. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world.
Now, of course, the room was full of Democrats and Republicans, and the media is full of Democrat, Republican media. So not everybody responded the exact same way to these words and to the speech that he had.
We've got the grim speaker with the Daily News and the golden age of America with the New York Post. And Willie, I think that about sums it up. What yesterday's festivities were for an electorate that was pretty much evenly divided.
The speech itself was very different than normal inaugural speeches. Most speeches would include just general ideas of America and where they see it going. President Trump used the time to take time to really point out where he thought the nation was and what specific actions need to take by going over executive orders that would be done that day, going over certain policies. It was more like a State of the Union address than an inaugural speech, which is fine if that's your thing.
All illegal entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came. We will reinstate my Remain in Mexico policy.
A lot of the points in the speeches aren't really a big surprise. Most of the points that he listed, the executive orders and all the actions that he's going to take, were already promised in his campaign speeches. So it's not a big surprise that he's actually doing the things that he said he was going to do, especially for his supporters who voted for him for those reasons. Now, a lot of people make it out that we're a super divided nation. However, I watched most of the inaugural events. What I saw was nothing about division. All I saw was two parties coming together to celebrate this transition of power, to celebrate a nation that they both loved. There were a ton of warm exchanges between Democrats, Republicans, Biden, Trump, Kamala, Vance. There was just a ton of hugging, a ton of handshaking, a ton of talking. It looked like a very confident group of people who almost could just be friends. Now, once the inauguration was over, Trump went to a foyer area in the Capitol where a lot of his supporters were waiting in an overflow area, and he began giving another speech, and it was noticeably different than the speech he had just given in the Capitol room.
You're a younger, far more beautiful audience that I just spoke to, and I want to keep it off the record.
Now, Trump gave a ton of speeches yesterday. There were speeches even late into the night at balls that he was going to. There's a lot of sound bites to go over, but one of the most significant things is the executive orders that were done. Trump's second inauguration day was the day of the most executive orders that have ever been signed by a president in a single day in American history. Trump signed executive order after executive order after executive order, and famously, he was handing pins to congressmen and throwing pins out to the crowd for them to remember this day. Just to name a few of the executive orders that he signed an order to close the border and to declare an emergency at the border. He signed an order of an emergency on inflation in America. He signed an order to declare the Mexican cartel as a terrorist organization. And many conservatives were super excited about these executive orders. Now, many on the left do not see this as progress of where this nation is going.
We've never seen anything like this. There's 20,000 people cheering for every executive order signed.
What it is a rally, and that's what he does. And he has done more with the political rally as an instrument of power and popularity than any politician that I think we've ever seen.
But we begin tonight with the beginning, or perhaps the end. You be the judge, especially as Democrats and elected officials treated this day as a perfectly normal transfer of power, when in fact, it is nowhere near normal. But instead, it's the culmination of a coup that Donald Trump started 4 years ago.
All in all, the inauguration day was a pretty remarkable day. Now, whatever you think about Trump, whether you agree, disagree, put all that to the side, it was a remarkable day in that typically the inauguration is outside, but this year was inside. It was beautiful seeing all the artwork and the statues and all the music inside, and you heard the ambience of the room. It sounded really beautiful. You saw the Democrats and the Republicans working together, smiling, enjoying each other all day long through luncheons, through banquets and balls. Now, over the next 4 years, we'll really get to see what's the effect of the executive orders and the policy changes that were announced at this inauguration day. Will these executive orders actually be held up in court? What will be the real effect on American lives? And will this indeed be, or maybe not be, the golden age of America? Now, here at Senior Leading News, we always want to give you hope that tomorrow can be better than today, that there are things to look forward to in the future. So this has been Senior Leading News. I'm Tyler Covington. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, watch more videos. See you next time.